It's about voice to skull and the abuse behind it. Voice to skull is a very big topic. There's a lot to say. In this particular voice note, I want to focus about the abuse. Again, I have a list in front of me. You should be able to see it on the screen. Yeah, I'm just talking about the points. First point is screaming. That's a little bit of a new one because it hasn't happened to me before. They screaming a lot inside my head, and it's very annoying, especially when you want to do something. Sometimes it's reduced. For the most part, it happens when you want to learn, if you want to focus, to study. Unfortunately, it's mostly in these moments when you want to do something. Next point, chatting. I hear a lot of inside my head. Normally, these are multiple voices. Sometimes it's even they're not chatting with me. It's they chatting about me. It's almost like you're listening to a conversation about yourself because the voices are doing that somehow. It's very confusing. Okay, next point is switching. This is one of the most annoying techniques because they switch a lot topic. They try to use it in conjunction with positivity so that you're responding to the voices inside your head. And then once they got you, they're switching it to something negative. Of course, you feel confused. You feel kind of guilty for listening because it happened so much to me. I listened so many times. It always turns out that you are basically the idiot, or I'm the idiot, I should say. Next point, calling you names. Insults, mean behavior. They do this a lot. It's also in conjunction with the switching, what I mentioned before. Let's say they say something positive, that's how they kind of pique your interest. And then you're listening, of course, because they're talking about something that you're interested in, right? Yeah, and then they're using the switching very quickly, and then it turns into insulting, or they talk down on your skills. Let's say you have a particular skill, okay, they're going to use it. In my case, they're using all my skills against me. Could be anything, and it has nothing to do if you are good at it. It's just happening. They're just doing that. Okay, next point, baiting, provoking. That's also very common, at least according to my experience. They're using certain baiting techniques to make you react and mainly to go back and forth with the voices inside your head. This is in conjunction with all kinds of topics. It could be your family, it could be your hobbies, interests, or just something about your persona. They're talking about your persona, of course, you sort of listening, at least in the beginning. But I have to say, I still listen oftentimes because it's very hard not to listen because you can't turn it off. There's not the ability to turn off these voices that you're hearing constantly. And then you're falling for the bait. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now I'm coming to the last point, which is reactive. Okay, but you can, bait, provoking, reactive, you can kind of sum it up together. Or you can combine this point. Reactive, that's a very huge topic when it comes to voice to skull. In the end, if you sum everything together, it's basically about reacting, being emotional, raging around, and then it makes you look unstable. I'm just talking about voice to skull. This is just one section of gangstalking or Havana syndrome. Now imagine you have all the other stuff applied. They stalking you, harassing you, following you around, outside, inside the flat, in the grocery stores, pretty much everywhere. But it's not about combining. I just wanted to say that. Yeah, and the best advice is to stay calm, not reacting. I try to respond, but it always turns out that it's not working. I'm basically look like the fool. In the end, you always look like the fool. At least what I experienced when it comes to that. It's going on for some time now. It's not getting better, and I tried really to use all kinds of responding, if you will, but nothing really works. Yeah, that's it. I hope that some of you victims, or even as a non-victim, that you can get something out of that. Okay, bye.